Considering making a career change? If so, today's episode is for you. When it comes to medical malpractice insurance for healthcare providers, one of the most critical times for decision making comes as you prepare to leave your employer. Who's going to buy your tail insurance? What kind of policy do you need going forward? And how soon should you start investigating new coverage options? Today, we're going to give you the answers to these questions and more so that you can step into the next chapter of your career with confidence. Welcome to Malpractice Insights, the show dedicated to helping healthcare professionals understand medical malpractice insurance and providing you with the solutions you need so that you can get back to the work of practicing good medicine. My name is Jennifer Wiggins, CEO of Aegis Malpractice Solutions, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. We release a new episode every week on YouTube and your favorite podcast streaming platform, so be sure to like and subscribe to stay connected. All right, let's jump in. So, you're considering leaving your employer. Maybe it's to join another employer or to start your own practice, or go 1099, or maybe simply retire. Regardless of the reason, as you begin to make preparations to put in your notice, it's important that you keep in mind your malpractice insurance as part of that conversation. So let's take a look at 4 key steps that you need to take in order to prepare to make the move. First, read your employment contract. Your contract should lay out all of the terms of your employment, including information on restrictions when you leave, the procedures and requirements that you'll need to take to resign your position, and it likely discusses your malpractice coverage as well. You'll want to read all the details in your contract that lay out what happens to your malpractice insurance when you depart. For example, what happens if you leave voluntarily versus if you're terminated? Who is responsible for buying your tail insurance? If it will be your responsibility to buy the tail, are you allowed to shop around? Does the contract require you to buy tail at a certain limit or for a certain amount of time? Are you allowed to continue your coverage on your own? Without knowing the answers to these 5 questions, it will be difficult for you to make the necessary preparations to walk away and secure new insurance. So be very mindful as you review the terms of your employment to ensure you know what you're bound to. The second step that you'll need to take is to talk to an agent. Once you've read through your contract and have a general understanding of what happens to your malpractice coverage, you can begin to explore new insurance options or shop around for tail if you'll be the one making that purchase. Talk to a knowledgeable malpractice insurance agent to discuss your plans for leaving, what you're bound to in your employment contract, and what you're going to be doing next so that they can help you get quotes and talk through the options. At this stage in the process, while it may still be several months before you plan on turning in your notice, you'll want to start getting quotes for new coverage options so that you can budget and plan for the future. A good agent can help you do this confidentially and help you avoid any missteps so that you can explore your options without alerting your employer or causing any issues before you're ready to make your plans known. The third step in this process is to formally put in your notice. Once you're ready to make the move, advise your employer and formally put in your notice of termination. If your employer will be responsible for securing tail insurance for you, it might be wise to remind them of this and that you'll need proof of the tail insurance, or at least proof that they are in the process of obtaining it prior to your departure. In addition to securing your tail insurance, we also recommend that you get copies of several key documents and other information that you'll need to have for the future. Here's what you need to collect. First, your most recent certificate of insurance. Second, your most recent policy. Third, a current 10-year claim history report. This is also called a loss run. Fourth, you're going to need the contact information for your malpractice carrier and their agent, just in case you need to report a claim or contact them in the future for anything else. And fifth, you'll also want to get the contact information for the employer directly. So who should you be reaching out to in the future, just in case you need anything else? It's important that you collect this information while you're still with your employer. It will be so much easier than having to go back and figure all this out after the fact. So now we've reached our last step of the process, which is to apply for new insurance. Once you know your official termination date, you can formally apply for new malpractice insurance so that you can have uninterrupted coverage as you move from one job to the next. You'll want to apply for coverage 2 to 3 months before you actually need the policy to start. That way you have plenty of time to get multiple quote options and bind with the carrier that you want to move forward with. Once you've bound your new policy, you'll get a certificate of insurance with your new carrier so that you have the proof of insurance that you'll need going forward. If plans change and you end up staying with your employer longer than anticipated, your new policy start date can be modified. Similarly, if you end up leaving sooner than you planned, you can always bump up your start date so that your new coverage begins in time. If you have any questions on this topic or you want to make sure that you're covered appropriately, click the link in the description box below where you can connect with us via phone, email, or chat today. And if you're listening, please visit us online at aegismalpractice.com. That's AEGIS malpractice.com. We've got some really good episodes lined up for you in the next few weeks. Please make sure you're subscribed to our show so that you don't miss an episode. And if you found this information helpful today, could you do me a favor and give us a like and leave a review? Your feedback and support really does help us to reach more people, and we're grateful for your clicks and your kind words. That's it for this episode of Malpractice Insights, where we're dedicated to helping you understand medical malpractice insurance and providing you with the solutions you need so that you can get back to the work of practicing good medicine. This is Jennifer Wiggins. Thanks for joining us.